Today marks the start of dispensaries legally selling recreational use marijuana. Lydia Bice with the TUE area dispensaries today breaks down what it is legal and what is still against the law.
For some of those who visited Air Dispensary here behind me today, they told me that they waited 30 to 50 years to be able to legally purchase recreational use marijuana, and they thought this day would never come.
52 years ago, I never thought that this would be happening, and that was when I first started using marijuana for various reasons.
I've partaked most of my life,
Right.
you know, since teenager, whatnot, you know, but it actually helps me.
Now, not every dispensary in our state has been approved for recreational sales just yet, but today marked the start of those sales for 98 dispensaries here in the state of Ohio, including Air Dispensary here on Airway and Zen Leaf Dispensary, also on Airway, just about a minute down the street. Back to you.
The man accused of killing a pregnant woman and teen was arraigned in court today. 32-year-old Nico Cunningham Jr. facing multiple charges, including murder and felonious assault. He's accused of killing the mother of his children and a 16-year-old back in May. Cunningham remains in the Montgomery County Jail on a $1 million bond. Police also releasing the body camera footage of the arrest of a man who police say hit a 9-year-old girl while driving last month. Surveillance video showed 55-year-old Jeffrey Atkinson reportedly hit the child without stopping and dragging her for several blocks. Both of the child's legs were seriously injured. When police tracked down Atkinson that night, which is what you see in this body camera footage, Atkinson can be heard apologizing to police. Police then asked Atkinson to perform sobriety tests.
I'm just going to do a series of tests to make sure you're not impaired tonight, all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm already impaired. I already know that.
Atkinson was arraigned today on charges of aggravated vehicular assault, child endangerment, and operating a vehicle while impaired. His bond is set at $250,000. Dayton police also releasing the body camera video of a shots fired call that led to a chase over the weekend. Police say officers were in the Oregon district when an officer heard several gunshots. Officers responded to that area where they found a man with a handgun. Officers attempted to take the person to custody when they got in a car and began to drive off.
Do not move! Do not move! Get out of the car! I got 3 black males.
Now, officers later found that car, began a pursuit that led into neighboring jurisdictions, including Moraine and Kettering. Officers learned no one was injured, no assaults had been committed, so they ended the pursuit for public safety.
So after the pursuit was terminated, a very short time period later, the vehicle came to stop on River Road in Moraine, and the occupants fled from the vehicle. With the assistance of several other jurisdictions, these individuals were taken into custody, including the individual who had fired the shots.
Major Hall says the department has increased patrols in the Oregon district due to a number of shots fired in that area. New dash and body camera video showing the moment Springboro police arrested an 18-year-old vehicle theft suspect. Now, Deshaun Brinson and another person were seen on dash cam video driving north on I-75 in a reportedly stolen car. You can see the car attempts to slow and swerve to around the stop sticks. Moments later, Brinson and the other person are seen getting out of the car and over the guardrail. Police eventually caught up with Brinson, arresting him. He's charged with multiple charges, including failure to comply and theft of a motor vehicle. We're working to learn the involvement of the second person in the vehicle and if they remain on the run. All right, let's give you a beautiful live look from our Eco Plumber Skycam over downtown Dayton. Not a cloud in the sky, but that is not true everywhere.
Yeah, you can't tell from that picture that it's very hot and that there are also storms off to our north. Now, these will eventually make their way in. They're very slowly scooting southward, but as of right now, they are pushing through our northern counties. There is a severe thunderstorm warning further off to our east. This has potentially some stronger gusts associated with it, maybe up to 40 miles per hour as it heads its way into Logan County. As of right now, below severe limits, but this is the strongest portion of this storm as it mainly makes its way from west to east with the slight southern trajectory. And again, they'll continue to shift southward Notice here, northern Mercer County also dealing with some rain and storms. It does look like they are holding a little bit of a weakening trend, but we still will monitor for a low-end risk for strong to severe storms. We have a level 1 threat for severe storms for our area for the rest of this evening. Damaging wind gusts would be the main concern. Outside of that, it's also very hot, 91 in Springboro, 89 in Dayton. Factoring in that humidity, this is what it feels like. Upper 90s, close to the century mark, feeling like 100 in Springboro. But the good news is, lingering storms overnight, we eventually drop into those 60s. I'll talk about some cooler air on the way coming up.
Vice President Kamala Harris has chosen Minnesota Governor Tim Walz to be her running mate. They've only got 90 days left to make their case to voters, and they're starting tonight in Philadelphia. Atra Elnashar reports from Temple University with how this changes the race.
Governor Walz's entrance into this race is yet another way the dynamics of this election have rapidly transformed since President Biden stepped down from the Democratic ticket. Now, Walz started out as something of an underdog in this Veep stakes, but he quickly emerged as an effective, relatable messenger at a time when the Democratic Party desperately needed one.
These are weird people on the other side. They want to take books away. They want to be in your exam room. That's what it comes down to. And don't, get sugarcoating this. These are weird ideas.
From a high school teacher to congressman to two-term governor, Minnesota's Tim Walz now hopes his Midwestern credibility and progressive record helps deliver Democrats a victory in November. Walz is popular in his home state with a 54% approval rating. Minnesotans cheering him on as he left his home in a motorcade Tuesday morning. But nationally, people don't know much about Walz. In a new NPR PBS News Marist poll, 71% of Americans have never heard of him or are unsure how to rate him. A 60-year-old father of two, Army National Guard veteran and gun owner, Walz was an early supporter of same-sex marriage. As governor, established universal free school meals and middle-class tax cuts. In the end, Harris narrowed down her list of potential running mates to Walz and the governor here in Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro. But there were concerns among pro-Palestinian progressives about Shapiro's strict support for Israel, not to mention his murky record on labor issues. Shapiro put out a statement calling Walz an exceptional choice and says he'll still travel the state for these next 90 days campaigning for Harris. In Philadelphia, I'm Atra Elnashar.
And Senator J.D. Vance says he wouldn't be surprised if Democrats switched up nominees again. Vice President Kamala Harris confirmed the nomination during a virtual vote with delegates. That vote will be certified during the Democratic National Convention. However, Vance says he'll only debate Harris's running mate, Governor Tim Walz, after that convention.
But look, would it shock me if the Democrats pulled another switcheroo? No, it wouldn't. So look, we're going to wait until they actually nominate Kamala Harris and Tim Walz before we do any debates. Tim Walz's record is a joke. He's been one of the most far-left radicals in the entire United States government at any level.
The Democratic National Convention scheduled for August 19th through the 22nd in Chicago. The judge in former President Trump's hush money case is delaying a ruling on presidential immunity. The judge was scheduled to rule September 6th on a defense request to vacate his conviction following the U.S. Supreme Court decision on presidential immunity. Now, his sentencing was previously set for September 18th. Last week, Trump's lawyers asked the judge to first rule on their latest push to get him to step aside from the case. So the judge postponed the immunity ruling to September 16th. Trump was found guilty on 34 counts of falsifying business records. He denies wrongdoing. Back in Ohio, a Franklin County judge says Ohio's ban on medical procedures for transgender youth can now go into effect. House Bill 68 bans medical care for anyone in the state younger than 18. Now, that includes surgeries and hormone treatments. It also restricts the participation of transgender women and girls on sports teams. Now, the law was on hold for several months following a lawsuit filed by the ACLU, who says it will appeal the decision. Tonight, we're learning that Kettering Health has made plans for a brand new medical center in Xenia. Now, that new center will replace the current Xenia facility, Kettering Health Greene Memorial. Eli Burgett is standing by at Greene Memorial right now. So what does this new facility mean for the city?
Well, Kettering Health Xenia is going to be a $44 million project that's going to take at least 2 years to complete. The new facility will not only be replacing Greene Memorial Hospital, but it will also be changing locations as well.
We have a really special team of people that provide care here at Greene Memorial. They're incredibly compassionate and also have a high level of talent, and we want to make certain we put them in an environment that they can help to design and create that has all of the tools that they need. And
Kettering Health Xenia will be located on Progress Drive next to the Xenia YMCA and will feature the latest in medical technology, including a full-service emergency room with imaging services that include MRI, CT, and X-ray. Kettering Health says that all team members at Greene Memorial will be offered similar employment within Greene County as this transition plays out. Though, while the staff of Kettering Health sees this move as purely positive, the city of Xenia does not. City manager Brent W. Merriman said in part, quote, "The city does not support this approach and sees this move for what it is, a further reduction in services that will force our residents to seek basic health care outside of Greene County and displace current Greene Memorial Hospital employees." Despite the protests, Kettering Health says that in the 24 months it will take to complete the new facility, Greene Memorial will continue providing excellent patient care to Xenia citizens. Back to you.
All right, let's give you a live look now at National Night Out in Miamisburg at Riverfront Park. National Night Out happens every year on August 6th across the country. The event aims to form stronger relationships between law enforcement and the community while promoting safety in all neighborhoods. At the park tonight, there's free food, drinks, and music, along with some inflatables and other fun kid activities. Tonight's event runs until 8, and coming up later tonight at 10 and 11, we'll share more on why officers say this event is important to have each year. Tropical storm Debbie hitting South Carolina now hard with rain and flooding. Look at that damage the storm has now left behind. Also, scammers now going after EBT card holders. How families are now fighting to get reimbursed after being scammed.
And tracking storms moving through the Miami Valley this evening, as well as a cool down on the way too. That's coming up. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Sponsored by the Social Security Disability Lawyer.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
Debbie continues to hammer South Carolina, and more damage is emerging, from downed trees to possible tornado damage in several locations. And the relentless rains are flooding streets across the region. Historic flooding is possible in the coming days. Meanwhile, in Washington state, sunset played peekaboo through the clouds, which also included smoky skies and crepuscular rays.
Listen to Off the Radar. Find it wherever you get your podcasts.
Tropical storm Debbie continues to dump heavy rain on the southeastern United States. Charleston, South Carolina got 8 inches overnight, with another 3 to 6 inches expected in the next 12 hours. Debbie's winds now around 40 miles per hour. Charleston's mayor has extended a curfew aimed at keeping people off the roads while dangerous driving conditions persist.
We especially don't need any yahoos driving through the water and causing damage to property. We have written a number of tickets and will continue to do so.
Now, the rain will lessen tomorrow, but higher wind gusts are expected. Charleston officials anticipate more trees being down and power outages. And back in our area, we do have some severe weather in the state. A lot of it sounds like it's north of us at this moment.
Yeah, we got some storms for our northern counties. Those are pushing their way in. So low and severe risk. We're monitoring for damaging winds as the primary concern. You can kind of see those just off to our north. Taking a look at Debbie here quickly, still a tropical storm. It's still holding that tropical storm status even after moving overland. It's kind of hovering the coastline, so it's still getting some of that warm tropical air, and of course being over water is helping it keep its strength. But overall impacts very significant. Shows that it doesn't have to be a hurricane to make significant impacts. Now for us here in the Miami Valley, we are tracking these storms pushing off to the north with a cold front. We are looking at the potential for some damaging winds. I will say I just zoomed into this section of the storm. It looks like there may be a little bit of rotation with that. Our greatest tornado risk is further off to the east, but I'll continue to monitor those storms for our north as they make their way into northern Logan County, and storms will continue to progress southward as we head into the rest of this evening. So there's about 9 p.m. still dealing with some scattered showers around, perhaps a lingering shower early in the morning, but tomorrow afternoon looking pretty nice. Skies are going to be partly cloudy. We'll see our temperatures back into the upper 70s and lower 80s out there. So looking pretty good, but we do start to warm back up on Thursday. Thursday is going to be pretty quiet, keeping small rain chances, and actually the clouds and the showers that we get Thursday into Friday will actually be from Debbie as it continues to ride up that east coast line. So we'll continue to monitor for that. Again, winds overall fairly calm, but we will start to see perhaps a couple of stronger wind gusts as we look into our Thursday, Friday time frame with Debbie just off to our east. So I'll have a look at our full forecast coming up.
A warning for families receiving SNAP benefits. Franklin County Jobs and Family Services confirms that thieves have been installing skimming devices on card readers again. The crooks looking to steal EBT card information to make online purchases with those stolen SNAP funds. Nick Veland shares how some families are struggling to get the funds reimbursed.
And here at the Ohio Department of Jobs and Family Services, they have offered more than $1.4 million in reimbursements to approximately 3,400 Ohioans. And now this family is just begging to be included.
I cried. I have 3 kids to feed, you know, one with special needs, and no idea how we're going to feed them this month.
Since October of 2022, the Ohio Department of Jobs and Family Services say they have offered more than $1.4 million in reimbursements to approximately 3,400 Ohioans. Now this family is just wanting to be included on that list soon. In Columbus, Nick Veland reporting.
United Rehabilitation Services announcing the start of its 21st annual Rubber Duck Regatta campaign. Thanks to the new presenting sponsor, AS Ohio, the community can rally behind URS's critical programs to support children and adults with disabilities in the area. The cherished event kicks off today, runs through September 21st, featuring a dramatic rubber duck drop at Riverscape Metro Park next month. The CEO for URS shares more on what we can expect.
So we will actually go down there. We'll have a Quacky Kids Parade under the pavilion at 4:15 p.m. At about 4:30 p.m., over 20,000 little rubber ducks are going to hit that river and float down. We'll pull them out at the gazebo and give away great prizes.
If you'd like to tag along in the fun and possibly win some prizes, you can adopt your own rubber duck for $5 or a quack pack of 6 for $25. Just head over to DaytonDucks.com or text Ducks to 24365. A story from our partners at the Dayton Business Journal now. A second kid clubhouse is now open right beside Kings Island. The 14,000 square foot facility is an indoor playground with slides, climbing walls, obstacle course, and a toddler playground. And there's also a candy bar and a cafe for everyone to grab a treat. The owners opened their first location in Springboro back in 2020. And we have more information at Dayton247now.com. This story and others like it under the Dayton Business Journal heading in the News tab. And we are continuing to partner with McDonald's and Cranston Classrooms all week long for the Back to School Basics Supply Drive. You can help provide school supplies for local kids as they go back to class. Just bring your donation of new supplies to any area McDonald's to help kids right here in the Miami Valley all week long.
Well, muggy evening out there. It's hot. It's also humid. Thankfully, we got some much needed relief on the way. So we're still dealing with the humidity out there right now. Notice Lebanon, dew point sitting at 79, close to 80. Same thing in Troy. It is just a very sticky tropical afternoon out there. But here's a look at that relief. Our muggy meter indicating that although we do have some bouts of humidity through the end of this week, it's the weekend. Saturday, Sunday, both looking great, kind of fall-like. Refreshing air will make its way in. This weekend's just looking picture perfect overall with our high temperatures that will actually back down into the lower 80s, upper 70s, which will be back below normal for this time of the year. So again, couple of warmer days, still cooler than we have been before we get that relief heading into this upcoming weekend.
Pickleball sweeping the nation in popularity. Coming up, a look at a facility that you can go and hit a few dinks. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Hey, good morning, America.
The Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
National Pickleball Day is this Thursday. It is one of the fastest growing sports. Many people picking it up as an after work activity. We sent Taze Joshi out to play, and let's just say he got a little dinked.
I love the sport of pickleball, and so many people around the entire world do too. That's why this week is very exciting, because this Thursday is National Pickleball Day. There's lots of parks in our area where you can play pickleball, and of course there are some indoor centers as well, like where I am right now at 5. Lock it off, Lydia. That's why at 5 Seasons, where we are right now in the Centerville area, you can come play here. They have a morning session and an evening session that are open to the public that you can be a part of. There'll be giveaways, music, and pickleball pros that you can learn from. It's one of the great spots in the Miami Valley where you can play pickleball, especially on a winter day or a stormy day in the summer. It's a great spot to play indoors and learn from the pros. My friends, back to you in the studio.
Well, weekend's looking great. We actually have some really nice weather on the way. Still tracking those storms this evening, so stay weather aware. Have a way to get those weather alerts. Our overall threat is low, but it's something I'll be monitoring over these next several hours. Pool forecast, though, next several days looking great. Low to mid 80s, perfect pool weather. It's hard to believe that we're pretty much right before school starts, so soak this up while we have it. Weekend's actually looking really nice too, with highs upper 70s even on Sunday. Low temperatures even dropping down into those upper 50s. I can't wait. I love those nice cool nights. Next couple of days still feeling a little bit of that humidity, but this weekend's going to be a